Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So, I apologize for my body. I'm currently wearing scrubs because I have a severe medication reaction, so I have a rash everywhere. I don't know if you can see it on my face, but I wanted to make a video and just kind of explain about the whole guide dog situation, where I am with that, and yeah, so I'm gonna probably face away from the camera actually, so I can hold the camera steady with my hands. But literally, like, for those of you that are blind, my face is like this super red mass. It might not be like super red right now, but it feels like it. It's like burning, and I've got like blotches of like raised skin, and it's peeling. So it's like a sunburn that's like really severe, but like to the point that it's my whole body. So I'm wearing scrubs because they are very loose fitting clothing. I cannot go outside in the sun right now because the sun makes it so much worse. Like, it literally feels like the sun is frying me from the inside out. Yeah, so this was like round number 8 of antidepressants, and they caused this. So, and they also told me they can cause a bacterial ear infection, which is awesome, because y'all know how much I would love another ear infection. Yeah, sounds like a great idea. So this would be ear infection that could also take away more hearing. So this would be kind of like a life update / guide dog story. So let me just put the camera this way. Also, sorry if those of you that are watching this, because it probably looks weird. So Leader Dogs came down back in July, and it was great. The lady that came was amazing. She's one of my favorite people. I just met her that day, but like, she's awesome. She is a deaf-blind instructor, so she works with deaf-blind clients at Leader Dogs. And she came down and she brought her dog, a German Shepherd, and so first we did a couple routes with my cane, and she wanted to see how I veered, because my veering is bad because I can't hear where I'm going, and also I don't have good spatial orientation at the moment because I can't echolocate, and I also can't feel my toes, which is a whole nother side effect. But I lost feeling in my feet around beginning of July, and they haven't really come back. So I've got my heels, my arch of my foot, that's it. My toes, I can't feel. Either they are numb or they are burning like fire. So that's a whole nother story. I don't know what's up with that, but that was affecting me as well. So we did a route with my cane, and she saw how I was veering, and a lot of it's just more confidence-wise. I needed more confidence. So I did fine. I was really worried. I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna think I'm awful. Like, oh no, but she didn't, so that was good. She said my O&M skills were pretty good, which I was like, are you sure? Because, like, I don't think they are. And she's like, well, that's what you think, but I'm telling you they're fine. So then we got Beacon out, and we walked a bit, and she saw how we worked, and she gave me some tips. So basically what was happening was that Beacon was turning in front of me to get the treat. That's what we thought at first, but then we realized that she was only doing that because she knows I can't hear the cars. So she wanted to block me, because like, I can hear like if a car's coming towards me most of the time, unless it's like a silent car. Hate those things. That's why I call them silent killer cars. But if it's like, let's say there's like, you're near parallel and you're far parallel, I can't tell the difference between those, which is really weird to me. I thought I could, but I can't. So she's kind of like trying to protect me from stepping down off the curb by turning her body perpendicular to me. So she's like crossed in front of me, so like her head is on my right and her tail end is on my left. So then the harness is all like twisted up in this weird thing, and even if I pull her back and try to re-angle my body, she is angling to the right, because either my foot that I can't feel is pointing that way, or I'm not aligning properly because I'm trying to use my hearing, and I'm not hearing equally from my left and right sides. So I'm trying to line up, and I'm crooked, but I can't tell that, because to me it feels straight, because also the balance plays a role, because my idea of straightness is not what it used to be. Now it's crooked, but I think it's straight. So worked on some techniques. She told me to really yank that harness handle back a little bit, get her harness handle to where my seam of my pants would be, like by my hip. Get some really good fish treats. I got some salmon treats and some chicken bone, like well, not chicken bones, like milk bones. They're like chicken. They're like really tiny. They're squishy. They're like chewy. That's what they call them. Chewy milk bones that are chicken flavored. And we worked on that, going those up curbs, because she would target the up curb, but it would be the wrong curb. It would be like she crossed over into the parallel street and then took me to that curb, which is very, very dangerous because you're crossing over two streets at the same time. Like, it's like in an angle, which is dangerous, and you can't do that because, like, safety, you know. Yeah, so anyway, so we worked on that, and I felt really secure, really calm. I felt like I wasn't being judged or told that I was stupid, because that's the kind of stuff they teach you at the beginning of guide dog school, is like how to position your dog and make sure your feet are correct. And I mean, I've had her for, let's see, 6 years. So, you know, like we kind of forget some of that stuff, you know. It's like, it comes so naturally that whenever you have trouble, you're like, what the heck, what's wrong, you know? Anyway, so they did that, and then she brought her dog out on the street, and I almost died because I thought, so she got her phone out and she played Spotify barking dog noises, because her dog does not bark when it, you know, whenever you approach. So I was like, well, can it bark? And she's like, she doesn't bark on command. And I was like, darn it, because that's whenever Beacon gets excited. So we're walking up to her, and she tells me where, you know, she's like, I'm somewhere along the street of blah, 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 blah. So we're walking, and I'm like, man, that's a loud barking dog sound. Like, where are they? And I'm expecting it, so I'm like, okay, we gotta be in control, we gotta be calm, we gotta calm down, just relax, like we're going on a stroll, even though I know the dog's coming up. And there was no dog, and I was like, what? So it was a dog that was in someone's house, but it sounded like it was coming from someone's phone, because it was up, like, in the air, like it was on the second floor window. So I was like, oh, that's not the phone. So we kept going, and we finally run into the dog, and Beacon did her usual freaked out, whimpering, crying, lunging, never growling. It's more of just like, holy crap, there's a dog, oh my gosh, like, what should I do? Like, it's here, and it won't leave me alone. And like, and her dog came up and like was sniffing her bottom and everything, because that's a big trigger for her, is you know, because the dogs that have attacked her have been jumping up from behind, so she's really sensitive about her butt and tail being touched by another dog. And once we let him have that 2 seconds of just, my dog is not going to kill you, Beacon, it was fine. And I almost cried, guys, because, like, I was so terrified that they were going to say, well, a dog that is reactive to other dogs should not be working as a guide dog. You know, and I know it's embarrassing for me at times to deal with, because that's not how she was when I got her. But life happens, like, to everyone, and I mean, I didn't have PTSD when I got her, and depression wasn't as severe when I first got her. So we change, we grow, and part of that is also trauma. And so just having someone honestly tell me that I'm doing fine, and, you know, other people's dogs will bark at her, will lunge at her, will do whatever, but I can't control them. I can only control Beacon and my own reaction. And having that, like, being support for Beacon, like having that, those soft treats in hand, just if there's another dog, or just like working on, you know, because I don't ever expect her to be calm around other dogs, ever. Like, that would be the goal. She will eventually, like, if she's around a dog enough, she'll calm down. But like that first interaction, when the dog is lunging at her in her face, I don't expect her to be calm. I mean, I wouldn't either if I was walking and some random guy just got up in front of me and was like, you want to go on a date, you know, like right in front of me, like I would not be comfortable. So I almost cried, because it was just so nice to have someone tell me that despite how I feel with depression and how I struggle with everything, because when we kept getting lost, people kept making all these really rude comments to me, we were doing okay. And I cried, like, afterwards. I didn't cry there, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home now, like, bye. Because she said that, like, I was a good cane traveler and a good guide dog traveler, and you know, she saw areas that we can work on, but it wasn't like, you're stupid, you suck, we're taking your dog now, goodbye, like, you know. Because I was really worried. I was really worried they had to say I retire her, but they didn't. I didn't have to retire her. They actually said we're good for a couple more years, they think, depending on how she does and stuff. But yeah, so anyway, I just want to tell you all that. I was like so excited. I was, yeah. So after that, I went ahead and they sent my videos to Leader Dogs for the cane training because I really want to get some more O&M with just confidence, because that's gone. Like, I don't have confidence anymore. Like, it's still there, but it's not strong. I would cry if I had to go to Baltimore right now. Like, it was, I don't trust my hearing. I don't trust myself to travel safely with my cane on unfamiliar areas. So I talked to the Helen Keller National Center for Deafblind on Monday, actually Tuesday because it was Labor Day. So Tuesday, and they're asking about if I want to get an assessment done to figure out what I can and can't hear, and because I guess they have these things like assistive listening devices, which I've heard of them, but I didn't know if they would apply to me, because I'm in this really hard place where I don't want to say that I'm deafblind yet because I'm legally not. And also that means that if I accept it, that's real, and I thought that it would go away. You know, my hearing would get better and I'd be fine and I could walk straight and not run into walls, and, you know, but it hasn't happened. So admitting that is like saying that this is my normal and I have to deal with it kind of thing. So anyway, they have assistive listening devices that you can use for like restaurants and stuff. And I was like, man, that would be amazing, because I cannot hear restaurants, bars, parties, any kind of like social gathering that involves people that are not my family. Like fires, like, you know, if there's a fire, I can't hear what's going on around, you know, all the conversation. I get lost in big areas. I can't use my computer with other people around me because I can't focus on the JAWS. Yeah, so anyway, so in order for me to get this assessment, I have to get proof that I have hearing loss, which I don't have proof right now because my rural area hearing loss providers, they think I'm fine. And when I say I don't know what, I can't echolocate, they say, I don't know what that is, you're fine. So I'm hoping that with this, because they're trying to get a hold of my voc rehab people to schedule an appointment for me to go far away, like 3 or 4 hours north of us, to get tested. Because I know something's wrong. My family knows something's wrong because they're like, pass the salt, and I'm thinking they said that's a tall glass, you know. I'm really struggling functionally wise with this navigation and just living life. I avoid a lot of things because it's just too difficult to hear. I just give up. Drive-thrus, I cannot hear drive-thrus. I sometimes make phone calls. I don't like it, but I can sometimes hear phone calls. Sometimes I'm just guessing. I'm like, I don't know what they just said, but sounds good. I'll see you then. You know, like I don't know. I can only hear parts of what they say. Luckily, I can still hear the birds. I can still hear audio messages depending on how loud the background noise is. But it's become more of a struggle than my usual amount of struggle. So I don't know, guys. Like, this might be a new chapter to my channel of saying that this is my deafblind reality and my journey of accepting it, because this is a new disability, and just like with my PTSD and depression, like it's difficult to accept because that means that I'm changing, and it sucks, you know. Like I don't want to have, you know, hearing loss or balance loss or PTSD or depression or anything like that, but I have it, so I got to deal with it. So anyway, so those of you that are deafblind that are watching this, please tell me that it gets easier, because I feel like I am terrified of what happens in the future, and if I get more ear infections, you know, I could get more hearing loss. So anyway, that's all I got for now, but I will give y'all updates when I hear more about my future plans and goals. But if y'all have ever gone to HKNC, please feel free to link some videos in the comments or make comments about your experiences there, because I might be going to the Sam's Point location to get some training on technology and like assessment. Because right now I can't transfer people. If I was going to be employed as an OT, I would really suck, because OTA, like, I cannot transfer people right now because I can't balance well enough to do that. I can't hear well enough to hear like my computer and the patient at the same time if I want to document notes. And there's ways around it. I can do other tasks and other settings, but a lot of the interviews I've had have been virtual on Zoom, and I can't hear Zoom anymore, so it's like a 50-50 with Zoom. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, so anyway, thank y'all for watching this video. I apologize if the camera's all weird. You might see Beacon laying down in the camera, but appreciate y'all watching, and yeah, thank you.